Abandoned camps like the one behind me are now a common sight along the American River after the flooding that occurred in December and January. I'm Jamie Kennedy in Sacramento, and I'm joining a group who's making it their mission to clean up what's left that can be detrimental to the natural area. This is footage taken in mid-January, showing campsites turned into rivers due to flooding along the American River. Much of the campsites where unhoused people were living along the banks remain abandoned, and why David Ingram and other volunteers formed the River City Waterway Alliance to help clean it up.
Unfortunately, they didn't get a lot of their belongings out, and that includes trash and personal possessions and things that have been swept away and dispersed because of the waters.
Much of the area around the river is inhabited by deer and other animals, and a big reason the group is trying to help preserve the natural habitat.
We pull out literally buckets of batteries.
Needles are another big hazard at the camps. David says the group comes across a lot.
Bad thing about the needles is not just that they're here, but they float. We pull literally thousands of needles out of our waterways, creeks and rivers.
David says before they clean up an area, they realise the campsites used to be someone's home and are careful to make sure they are abandoned.
When we go into a spot like this, we've affirmed that it's abandoned, usually verified by park rangers, and then we've also made sure that ample opportunity for folks to take what they want out.
Another volunteer, Dr. Roland Brady, a former professor who taught engineering geology and habitat restoration at Fresno and Portland State Universities, has done studies in the area on what leftover trash is doing to the riverbeds and life they sustain.
The other thing that the physical trash does is armor the bed, making an impermeable layer at the bottom of the channel, and at some stage in their life span, most aquatic organisms spend some of that time in what's called the substrate, the bottom.
David estimates this haul will weigh around 5,000 pounds, bringing their total since they began to over 120,000 pounds.
And this is one small area of a humongous parkway that's filled with similar sites.
And why David says the group will forge on to do what they can to keep the wildlife from living in a trashed ecosystem.